So, upon it going on social media, that is when there were over 70 people that commented wanting to assist and donate. And so her room and their food was covered. And on page 2 of that article, she actually says that she does not know what she would have done if they had not done so, because she could not afford to stay another week with her family, which was when she was hoping to be able to go back to Cherry Point to her husband. So I don't know how you can't get through a week of a hotel and groceries when you gloat to the world that you can afford $40K on your face. I say if you got it, you do what makes you feel good, because I've done it too. Not in the same areas, but I don't ever promote it and throw it in anybody's face, as she tends to do as a means of belittling people. Last, your other question was, what was the other third point? Why that is, like Nikki was saying about things being scrubbed. She has definitely had it scrubbed. She's not the first one that I have found on this side of the talk that has had it done. It is a very tedious process, as I've done our own, but that's because of our background and because my husband was injured, and when it hit national news, the craziest people you ever met in your life came out of the woodworks. But the reason that those 2 articles could not have been removed is because of the First Amendment right, the freedom of speech, which would have applied to the press. She cannot force, as I think Meme said it, that unless something was written incorrectly, but even then they would not have had to remove it, they would have had to write an amendment attached to said article, quote what was incorrect, and then apply what is correct. She cannot have that removed because that is stored on their servers. I hope that clears everything up.
That was.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any questions,
I'm sorry for yours and your pup's loss.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
very
appreciate
sorry.
it. It was a very long night, so I've tried to keep up with you guys throughout the morning, and I've just done a lot of screen recording on multiple devices so that I could catch any slip-ups from
Feel
today.
that.
No, that was very informative. That was the best recap of that. Wow.
If you have any questions, just let me know, because I'm pretty well-rounded for most jurisdictions.
Is
I'm
she
sorry?
still with her husband?
From what I have found, it looks like they probably are. I did start digging last night before things took a turn, and I needed to be brain unalived to just listen and tend to the dog, so I couldn't dig. I haven't found anything that's separating them. He seems to have been scrubbed as well. All I found so far is a confirmation for both of them residing at some point, or receiving mail. I can't even say residing. Having received mail to the same area, the same vicinity of Camp Pendleton, which is the vicinity of where it looks like that's where he's stationed at now, and where he'll probably retire. He retires in 2025.
Thing I found on him is, what was it? A speeding ticket, I believe.
Yes, that's all.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the only thing I found.
that one I sent to you was it, and they dismissed it.
I just can't believe someone would risk their entire military career with a wife with those type of, I mean, just the reputation alone.
Well, like if you go to their Facebooks, like their Facebooks is bare minimum. Like they have it. They've even quit posting. Basically, you know what I mean.
Well, and two, what you'll find is a lot of the time, because I've lived in that world, you've got the military wives, and they kind of all nest together, and they do things together, and they build their community together because of how often they're codependent on each other when their husbands or significant others are away for training or deployments. So I would say that there's even a good chance that he doesn't even know the extent that she's still running amok as deep as she is.
Will say I believe that stereotype is generational. I don't
Yes.
think. I think that I don't know how old she is. Do you know how old she is?
I want to say 44,
44.
Okay.
give or take a
Okay.
year.
44.
Okay. So I don't know when her husband came in, but wives around that time, they are more codependent on each other than I will say like newer generation. wives. Just want to point that out there. Just want to
Yeah.
point that out there.
See, and that
feel
would
it's
make sense.
important.
Whereas I've always been a run with 150 or sit by myself at 40. So it's, but I've also never ran with a whole bunch of girls because they act like bougie.
I prefer.
So there's that.
Do you think that's because around our age there were a lot more wars and deployments, and that's why the wives kind of been more codependent on each other than versus right now?
I think
That would make
so.
a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Yes. The community is far different now than it was just a decade ago, or over a decade ago, actually. But yeah, I just,
Yeah, the women as a majority were very clingy. For me,
mm-hmm.
we lived close to his family. So while he was deployed, I just spent all my time with his mom and dad. I never got into the women's groups within the battalion or our company. The thing is she was warned. She was warned in the chats over and over to just move on. And she's got to learn something. If you're going to play ball, make sure your bat's bigger.
So when she does these stalking, does she go to these people's houses, or is this just all cyber, all online?
I believe that most of it is cyber. I would say that you're probably dealing
Everything
with.
that Queen and I found was cyber stalking, including the 2011 charges.
Yeah.
People don't realize how much of their information is out there.
What about the person that was said she went to her front door? Was it to serve papers? Or it went to Missy's?
The
Was it
Missy
Missy's front door?
Peterson one.
Yeah.
They said that she stalked her and sat outside her house for 8 hours to serve her.
To serve her papers for what? Stalking?
The Missy Peterson's husband. Somebody had put his name in here earlier. That she went to him and volunteered to go serve her.
Oh, so she was
Kate says she never saw
her serving her own paperwork.
court papers.
Yes.
That's where the impersonation of a law official or something came from as well.
Yeah, you can't do. I was just saying that because if she does want to stalk somebody in person, I volunteer as tribute.
No.
I gave her my real information. I just always make that as a clause, like stop by the sheriff's department first, let them know where you're coming so they can laugh their ass off at you, measure you for a body bag, and then come out here.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
absolutely, because you come to my neck, and that's
I'm
probably
boring
the final
online.
chapter.
Like I'm boring online to look up. Okay, I don't even think I have a traffic ticket. So, just roll up. Yeah, I'm vanilla online, but I can guarantee you, I'll give you a lot. It'll be a lot more fun. Just sit out there.
I'll say this, I do, so I do think that her husband, I don't think he knows exactly what she's doing online. I can't say that, I can't see that he would be okay with her knowing she has previous charges of stalking. I don't see that he would be okay with the actions that she's taken and what she's doing. That is my thing, because either that or he just don't care. You know what I mean?
Probably he just doesn't care. is what I'm thinking.
Because here's the thing: if she
Probably.
gets out again, look how it reflects. It would reflect back on him.
He's so close to
Has he
retirement.
been?
Yeah, he's probably so close to retirement. He's probably like, it's more expensive to leave her right now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he have to know because of the charges, especially if she went to jail and had to be bonded out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he would
that's what I'm saying.
know.
He probably just doesn't care.
So I think at this point, I think that he's not home a lot. So I don't think that he really knows what she's doing when he's not home.
Or you know what? He might care, but she might not care that he cares. And could be a big point of contention in the home. I'm just speculating though. I don't just speculating though. I don't